Good morning, Zodiac sign haters. I'm here to ruin your day. I don't know why I thought I could do this. I was just sitting in my bed and the idea came to me, which is always a bad thing. If you ever see me thinking, just slap me on the head a couple times with a fly swatter. It's never going to become anything good. It's just always going to morph into something like this. I feel like if you put your mind to something, you can do anything, even if it's done very badly, which is what I'm going to do today. And I also believe that whoever assigned these villagers Zodiac signs was wrong. I picked all of these villagers here, and I made all of these categories, and I'm going to sort each one into what I think their zodiac sign should be, and then I will read you what Animal Crossing says it'll be. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, this is not gonna be good. I am no expert in any of this, and I don't know why I would be. I just sit around here and I make YouTube videos. That's like the person that's not an expert in a damn thing. Like, if you're on YouTube, you are not listening to an expert no matter what they tell you, okay? They are just as confused as you are. We're all gonna sit here, get some tea, get a coffee, get something that'll make you shit your pants, and come along with me because we are going to really dive through the cosmos today. If you can't tell, I'm a Gemini, so if that makes any difference into whether or not you'd like to watch this video, let me know. I made all of these categories like together, but that doesn't mean I think they're similar or blah blah blah, don't worry. I just didn't have enough space. Deal with it, I don't know. General disclaimer as well, this is all for fun. That's all I do on this YouTube channel. I'm not making any kind of statement against anything or anyone. I am also not very smart, and you don't have to tell me that astrology is not real. I don't care. Let's start at the top because I have these all layered really weirdly because again, I didn't have very much space, but you know what? It is what it is. This is just life. This is how life works. You get smushed into one big room like a bunch of sardines and you have to mingle, and it's horrible. That's called an icebreaker. Julian. I kind of already want to go Aries, but I'm feeling like that's too obvious. Like, I don't think he is an Aries. I feel like he might present outwardly as an Aries, which is an Aries trait, I guess. You know, they want to be their true selves, but I feel like knowing a couple Aries, they can also be little sleuths. They can also be little fucking rascal rats, which is why I love them. I love Aries. I get along really well with Aries. I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards Sagittarius. Does that make sense? You know, I feel like Sagittariuses are pretty inquisitive. Sagittarians, I guess that's the word. Who says? I don't know. Who knows? But I feel like they're kind of looking for things. They're always chasing things. They're after things. You know, you never see a Sagittarius just sitting down. That's what I feel all the time, and that's why I like them. I think they're fun. But like, Sagittarius is definitely what I'm getting here. Like, Julian seems like he would be writing for BuzzFeed, which is both a compliment and an insane insult, you know? Like, he is not involved in the writer's strike. Like, he's writing top 10 razors that will not cut your ass cheek. And you know what? That is needed on this earth. That is needed. There's a place for everybody, and I believe that full-heartedly. I think he is putting so much content into the world, and all of it is needed for some very specific niche of people. For the greater good of science or, you know, technology or understanding the human brain, maybe not, but for not cutting your ass cheek open, yeah, absolutely. He's doing something for this earth. I'm gonna go with Sagittarius. I feel it in my bones. Don't ask me why. Like, that man is truly doing something for the economy too. He is getting so many sponsorships. Like, he's sitting on Instagram, you know, in a little beach chair, which apparently I never get that. Like, nobody I've ever met actually owns a beach chair. Where are you people getting them? Like, do influencers have to buy a beach chair for their pool? Is that like a requirement to be an influencer? You have to buy a big old like plasticky looking beach chair? Yeah, he has one of those, and he's like selling hair gummies or something, James Charles-esque. I'm not saying this man is James Charles, trust me, that's an insult to every single person on this earth, but he is getting the same amount of brand deals because he has that charisma. You know what I mean? He does. Look at him. Look at that beautiful hair. That would sell me some gummies probably if I had $28 a month, which I don't. Like, why are you people buying them? Get some help, please. I'm begging you. So yeah, Sagittarius, my final answer. What does actual Animal Crossing say that Julian is? Pisces. No, I just don't believe that. I feel like Pisces are so much more like wise, I guess. Does wise make sense? I feel like Pisces just know a lot. They're very smart people. I've never met like a dumbass Pisces, and I'm not saying Julian is a dumbass, but I am saying I don't think he's a Pisces. I just don't think that's true. Disagreement. I guess this isn't me guessing, it's more just me disagreeing with Animal Crossing. Melba, I don't know, she looks really emotional. She looks really sweet and emotional. Maybe that could just be a facade, but I feel like she's the kind of person who will in fact like run you over with her car, like come to your house, like say, hey, come outside, I have something for you. You come outside, you walk over to her house, and she just pulls out of the driveway and runs you the fuck over. Like, that's That's what I'm feeling like. If you wrong her, she just does that to you. She just runs you over. She is letting her emotions come in the handle and be outward, which could be a Cancer trait, I guess. But I feel like I see that with Tauruses, like lets that take the reins, lets that dictate her job life and stuff, which, you know what, I do too. I would in fact throw a stapler at somebody, but you know, I love her vibe because she doesn't let any of it sit in the back. Like maybe she'll let it store up for a day or two, but then it's all gonna blow up even worse. I appreciate the sensitivity, I really do, and I love that in people. I think it's a great trait to have, but I also feel like you are going to do the next 9/11. That's a little scary to me. I don't know. It just makes sense. Does it not make sense? Like, that's a Taurus. Actual Animal Crossing says that Melba is an Aries. I mean, I guess there are two signs right next to each other, but I just don't believe that either. She doesn't seem like she's that chaotic. I don't know. I've just never met a Melba that seems chaotic. Like, maybe there's some chaos in that sort of like emotional state, which I guess, you know, I've been in the chaotic emotional state before, but like, I would definitely say she leans over towards Taurus. Like, I just don't see it. I don't know. I know a lot of Aries and I just don't see it. I don't think that's the truth. Now, Poppy is my favorite villager. Do I know her birthday, you may ask? Because that would be cheating? No. I don't know it off the top of my head. I think it's in August at some point, but that could be two signs, and I don't even want to remember what those two signs are right now. So you know what? I don't consider myself cheating here by putting Poppy here, okay? And I know her very well. I feel like I could read her like a book, and I'm proud of her every single day. I think she's beautiful, but like what I'm feeling for Poppy is definitely Virgo. She is such an organized person. She's very sweet. She's very busy. She's easy to talk to though, and she will make time for you. Like that's the best kind of thing, is when you have a Virgo who makes time for you, because they don't have that time, okay? They're not like, oh, I can make time for you, and then they just don't do something that day. They are actively disappointing somebody else by making time for you. That's the whole thing. Like, they are working so hard that they cannot even take a second to see you, and they do. They figure it out. They make time for you. But I just feel like she has color-coded books and shit. Like, she is sitting there making 25 bakery orders a day with her tiny little paws, her tiny little mitten-ass paws that are round and cute, which I want to just like rip off and put in a jar and preserve it with formaldehyde. You know what I mean? Like, that's Poppy for me. Poppy is a terrifying beast because of her perfection. She's so cute and adorable. And listen, this is not me coming out for Virgos or something. This is not me saying like, oh, this is my favorite sign, so it's going to my favorite villager. I am not pulling up for Virgos because they're my favorite sign. I'm pulling up for Virgos here because I believe that Poppy is one. Poppy's a Virgo. Come on, look at her face. Does she not look like she would be able to read you every single chapter of Lord of the Rings from memory, deep in the recesses of her brain? I know she's an Elijah Wood stan, which I mean, how could you not be? I don't know if y'all have seen that Strange Eons video that just came out, the Bit of Earth video. That was the most insane thing I have ever watched in a long time. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's so good. But that just made me deeply insane. And I think that she would be involved in the Bit of Earth scandal, but like on the good side, like on the Elijah Wood side, okay? That's what I'm feeling right now. I've never seen Lord of the Rings, not once, but you know what? Now I'm invested in it. I don't feel like there is any arguing room. Nintendo, you can suck my dick. That is an organized ass Virgo who makes so many orders a day. What do we have here? Leo. So I was close again, but I feel like she is too focused and introverted to go on the Leo side, you know? Leo is very passionate and dramatic, and Poppy's just not. You know, she keeps to herself, she keeps to her work, and I just don't see that there. But like, again, I was close. I could almost see it, but she's just not like in that vibe. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's the truth. I didn't put Ione here because I just learned that her birthday is 9/11, and I can't stop thinking about that. I don't know, it just implies. All right, Biscuit. Would it be just too much to put him in Aries? Would it just be too much? Would it be too rude? If I've ever seen an Aries, that's an Aries. Like my best Aries friend, Time. Hi, Time, if you're watching this. Love you. Mwah. Biscuit is Julian Solomita. The absolute chaos of just looking at Biscuit, okay? Just like look at Biscuit for a minute. That's what I would dress like if I was an Aries. Like, he gives off Joker vibes if the Joker hadn't gone into, you know, villainy and just started making balloon animals for children to scare the shit out of them, or like worked at a haunted house. If the Joker had worked at a haunted house, that would be Biscuit. You know what I mean? He looks ambitious. He looks like if he wanted to snort like 3 lines of cocaine every 2 minutes for the rest of his life, which would probably be about 1 minute, he would be able to do it. Like, that's his ambition. He is fearless. This man could survive like going down a 7-story building and just like bounce off of it. You know what I mean? Like, he looks like he's made of rubber. He seems so passionate that I just don't want to talk to him ever. I don't want to be near him. Like, I love Biscuit. I've had him on my island before, but he was an Aries in all of his glory. According to the actual Animal Crossing wiki, Biscuit is a Taurus. Maybe. No, I just don't see it at all. I'm sorry, I just don't see it at all. I was gonna try and give some kind of like backup, like, yeah, I guess he could be on the more emotional side, but like, no, this man is too insane to feel anything. I just don't see it. That's wrong. Mary is giving me Cancer vibes right off the bat, like absolute Cancer, 100%. I'm sorry that I have such strong intuition about absolutely nothing. She has some kind of radiomagnetic thing in her head that sets off sensors at the CIA. Like, that's what I feel like. I don't think the CIA has sensors, but I just think she's setting off something like a metal detector. She has like old metal in her brain. I don't know. She seems like she is absolutely terrified of feeling, you know? She definitely seems like she has the most horrifying attachment issues you've ever felt in your life, which, okay, you know, me too. I understand, I do, but like Mary is 100% terrified of letting anybody in. I think she works at a little jewelry shop and she just like makes fun of people behind the counter, because I feel like anytime you go into a jewelry shop, you're gonna get made fun of behind the counter. I don't know, if any of you guys work at a jewelry shop, let me know if that's true. Please don't lie, please tell the truth. Like, I want to be right and vindicated in this. Like, if you're shopping for wedding rings, do they make fun of you? Because I feel like they would, and Mary would be right there making fun of you, but she cannot take what she dishes out, okay? She is terrified of any kind of emotional connection because she feels like she's going to be devastated, and she will protect herself from that by never getting close to anybody. She's like the same size as Poppy. That's fine. I'm sorry. I believe that she's a Cancer, and I will not take any kind of criticism on this. What does Animal Crossing believe? I have to keep switching from my notes app to my browser because that's where I have the list of the Animal Crossing villagers. It's horrible. It's really very terrible. Mary's a Cancer. Mary's a Cancer. I got it right. You know what? That's fine. I'm gonna take that. Like, I don't need any more wins. Mary is an absolute Cancer. Thank you for agreeing with me. I'm correct. Animal Crossing is literally writing down what I'm saying right now and putting it into the next game, because apparently a couple villagers have had their zodiac signs like switcherooed. I guess realism isn't on the roster, but thank you. Rolled. Would it be insane to say Rolled's a Pisces? Would I be wrong for that? Would I be completely wrong to say Rolled's a Pisces? Because I feel like Rolled's a Pisces. I know he has nothing behind those eyes. I'm fully aware of that, which makes it a little bit harder, honestly, to give him a good reading here. But I feel like he is absolutely a Pisces. Just, this is something that can absorb your fucking vibes immediately. This is a sponge for vibes, and I feel like he doesn't know what to do with any of that. Like, he has absolutely no emotional intelligence, but he can feel everything. You know, he's sitting there like terrified at all times about what he's doing. He is winging everything. He is relying on his own inner mechanisms to give him some sort of semblance of humanity, and I feel like that's kind of a Pisces thing. Like, no offense to Pisces, but I feel like you guys are really just winging it. Like, you have so much brain power that you have no idea how to use, and you are just terrified every time you go out. Like, that's what I feel like for Pisces, you know? You can tell me I'm wrong, like, I'm a little bit more flexible on this, but like, that's the only sign that I think would actually work for him. He's a Capricorn. Why would he be a Capricorn? There is nothing in him that says Capricorn. Like, he does not know how to manage time. You can't debate that with me. Roll just gives it all away, puts it on the open table. Maybe he's some kind of mastermind, and that's what I'm not getting here, but I don't see it. Bangle. Bangle's interesting. I kind of immediately am drawn to Leo, but I don't know if that's like with the whole tiger thing, like big cat, because I know that Leo is a lion sign, you know? I don't know here. I feel like Bangle is one of those people that you can rely on to do anything, but you've never been able to get close with her. She's very business in the front, dramatic. She's very out there. She's in the spotlight, which I think honestly I'm like leaning towards Leo, which I know you can call me out for that. But listen, Bangle looks like a Leo. She looks like she's strong. She looks like she knows what the fuck she's doing. I feel like I could trust Bangle to take over anything I needed. Like, she's the leader. She's stepping into every single leadership position, and she's loud about it. She has 7 degrees under her belt. She has been in every single college. She has been in every single sorority. She's definitely a sorority girl, which I feel like is a Leo trait. Animal Crossing itself says that Bangle is a Virgo. Okay, so I'm close again. What am I doing here? I'm just like barely off it, you know? But I feel like the difference is so big. Like, I guess she could be a Virgo Leo cusp. Mitzi's hard. Mitzi, I'm kind of leaning towards Aquarius immediately. I feel Aquarius for her. I'm just gonna go with Aquarius because I just think that's correct. I hate that her ears are sticking out the top, but I also don't have time to make her smaller, so you know what? She's just gonna live like that. Aquarius is her air signs, and they're like pretty free-thinking, I would say. You know, like, I feel like she's flowy, she's easy to work with, she's easy to be friends with, but she is also very holier than thou in a way, and I feel like a lot of Aquariuses can be that way. Like, they can be holier than than thou, but only if they believe that they should be holier than thou, then they're just like, nobody's perfect, you know? Nobody's perfect until you have to be perfect. I know a couple Aquariuses I don't love, but I feel like they're not terrible. You know, like I love Aquariuses, I love a couple of them, but I know a couple of them that have made a very large, nasty impact in my life, and that's not Mitzi. I just feel like she has a bit of ego she has to work on, like a bit of a high horse. But I think she is really smart, you know? I think she is a really smart person. I feel like she is dedicated to her own morals that she believes are making the world go a little bit faster, making the world a little bit better. I don't think that she is a nasty person at all, but I do think that she is a little bit caught up in her own life sometimes. Her actions are down to earth, but her head is not. What is Mitzi? Mitzi's a Libra. I don't see that at all. I don't see that at all. Nothing about her screams Libra to me. And I have a couple Libra friends. I have a lot of Libra friends, actually. You know, I know a lot of Libras, and that's just not what I'm getting in the slightest. She's not a Libra. By the way, please, if you are thinking about it, tell me your thoughts on all of these villagers and what their zodiac signs are down below, because maybe you will be able to convince me otherwise. I'm not saying you will, but you might. You may be able to. I don't know, give it a shot. Ava reminds me of a Capricorn, 100%. I know a couple Capricorns, and they are just the smartest people I've ever met, but they are so blunt and wonderful. Hi to my Capricorn friends. I like blunt people a lot. I don't like people that sugarcoat their words. I don't like that at all. I don't want people to be really absorbed in the whole like, I have to come across as nice, and I feel like Capricorns are great at that. They aren't unnecessarily rude in my experience, but they are very blunt, and they're easy to talk to, you know? They're really good at getting what they want, and I feel like Ava's absolutely a go-getter. I think that she's a homesteader, you know? She's one of those people, which like that terrifies me, to be honest with you. I could never do that shit. And I think a lot of it is actually marketing. Like I feel like despite what a lot of people will tell you, the whole homesteader, like making your own shit is like marketing. And it doesn't make sense when you first think about it. But like so many of these companies give you tools that supposedly help you and supposedly like give you independence, but they don't. They're just trying to advertise their own shit, and they end up costing you more money and more supplies. There is a certain goodness to that. Like I love making my own bread and I love making my own oat milk and shit. Like that's easy, that's fun. But I think that a lot of it is marketing, and I think that she is more on the like actually making her own food, making her own garden and stuff, that kind of thing. Like that's where I actually feel like she sits. I like Ava. I'm not like a huge fan of Ava, but I like her and I think that she has a good vibe. I don't think she's bad. Ava is a Taurus. I can kind of see that. I can kind of see Ava as a Taurus, but I feel like she's a bit too level-headed to be a Taurus. Tauruses, hi, I love you. I'm not saying level-headed is a good or a bad trait, okay? I think she's just very realistic. She's a very realistic girlie. I'm gonna move her up a little bit. Bree's a Libra. Bree is a Libra if I've ever seen a fucking Libra, okay? This is Bree the Libra. That's her middle name. Her middle name is Libra, okay? Breebla. Do you see it? Because I see it. They're really bold. They are super passionate people. And I love people who are super passionate, but I just get like the most horrifyingly strong Libra energy from her. Like she has the world that she has created and it has to be that exact way. Like I think Libras can be super stubborn, and I think that Brie is the most stubborn motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. Like this woman is so detail oriented. I love her. Brie gets a lot of unnecessary hate, and I will be so honest with you right now. I think Brie is one of the cuter mice. She's kind of an asshole, I think. Like, she is absolutely an asshole, but I think that that's kind of part of her charm. What do we got here? What is Brie actually? A Cancer. No, because I know Libras and Cancers don't often get along that well. This woman is not a Cancer in the slightest. Bill. Oh, Bill is giving me the weirdest vibes. Like I cannot read him at all, which is kind of a mistake for me putting him here, but you know what? Whatever. I am allowed to do what I want. And I feel like not being able to read him is kind of a Scorpio trait. Scorpios, I love you. I know a couple Scorpios as well. I love you guys. This is not a hit, okay? I really like Scorpios and I feel like they're kind of misunderstood, but I'm getting 100% like Scorpio vibes from him. Scorpios are just not easy to understand, and I feel like that's Bill. Like you can never get a very clear read on his personality. He seems pretty okay. You know, I'm not a huge Bill fan, but I'm not saying Scorpio is a diss. I just think that this guy is absolutely fucking unreadable. He is full of confidence. He's a very confident person. He thinks he can do anything, and I think that he can do anything, but all of his understandable bits, all of his like actual personality traits are completely unreadable. Even if you're friends with him, you don't talk to him, okay? He is just there to listen to you, and he will calculate his responses to that. You know, he's not sitting there like saying the first thing that comes out of his brain. He's sitting there silently for like 20 minutes going, And then he will build his response at the end of that with all the information that you've given him. And that's why he scares me a little bit. Like, I need an open book, I do. But you know what? Good for you. Good for you, Bill. I don't think he is like evil in any way, shape, or form, but I don't understand him. I feel nothing about him. I feel like I could never get through him. Bill's an Aquarius. I guess so. Like, I guess. I don't know, but I don't believe that. I think that he is a Scorpio, and I think that Animal Crossing once again is wrong. Sylvana, right over here. I love how small they are. These are my little dolls, and I'm like making a dollhouse. I'm like, whoop, whoop, whoop. These are the rooms, you know? I love that. I think that's fun for me. I watched Sharp Objects recently, which is like a very triggering show, by the way. I was fine, but like, be careful. I'm not recommending it if you have any issues with like self-harm and stuff, but I watched that recently, and like now I'm thinking about dollhouses. It was a really good show. It was a really, really good show. But also just like be careful with it. I feel hesitant to recommend a lot of the things I watched because like I don't want anybody to be like, oh yeah, I can handle it, and then like sit there for hours. Like half of the shit I watch I also can't handle, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Sylvana is kind of hard. That's a Taurus to me. I feel like Sylvana has that same grasp as Melba. I don't know if it's just like the normal curse, because half of these are normals. That's a thing for Animal Crossing. They make the only appetizing villagers normal. Appetizing like I'm gonna fucking eat them. No, aesthetically attractive villagers. That's what I mean. But like she's giving me Taurus. I don't know. I feel like she would be a little bit hard to wrangle in. Like she would be somebody you kind of had to walk around on eggshells to talk to. She has a very set in stone view of life, and she doesn't like when it's fucked with. And I understand that. Like I completely understand. But I could also see her as a Cancer. I just feel like Taurus is a little bit closer to what I actually see her as. You know? Like I feel like she has a very intense grasp of the world. She's sitting there like doing diamond painting art to relax, and she's like putting herself into it. This is the most bullshit video I've ever made in my life. I think I'm just insane. That's the real thing. That's what I was really trying to get to. I'm just insane. That's the real problem. But yeah, I'm feeling Taurus for her. I like that vibe, but I don't necessarily know if her execution of the vibe is the best, because I feel like she's just harming herself with it, honestly. Let me see, what is she actually? Libra. I feel like that is insane, actually. Like, I don't see her as a Libra at all. Libras have such a different vibe than Sylvana. Maybe that's me being wrong. Maybe that's me not knowing Sylvana well enough, but I feel like she was with Portia on an island I used to have a long time ago, and their relationship was just so emotional. It was just such an emotionally driven relationship, and I never want to see that happen to her again, so I feel like, you know, that's the truth. That's really the truth. Alright, here's where I come in to fucking read myself. I'm sorry. There's like a vape ad on the side of my screen right now. You guys can't see it, but there's a vape ad there, and I feel like Colton absolutely vapes. I just need to say that. But Colton's a Gemini. I'm sorry. Colton is absolutely a fucking Gemini. Are you kidding me? Like, I feel like I don't even have to explain this one, but I'm going to anyway, and that's so mean to me. That's me being mean to myself here, even though I know it to be the truth. Like, I'm speaking the truth even though it hurts me, because I hate Colton. I hate his vibe. The fucking insanity that comes with being a Gemini and being interested in so many things, because this motherfucker is doing everything but using everybody around him to make himself be able to do everything. Like, he's getting favors from everybody on the sun. He has not done one single speck of housework since he was born. He is just on an adventure every single fucking day. He's spontaneous. He is just moving from thing to thing so fast that you don't even know what to do. He cannot stay on one topic for more than 1 second, but he's not nice about it. He's not like, ooh, look at my thing. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing here. He's like, you need to help me because I'm drowning in every single project that I've created and taken on, even though it's my fault. I need your help with it, and I need you to do extra work. He is doing exactly what he wants to do because he believes that it's the best for him. And I don't think that's the truth about Geminis. I just think that's a him thing that is very boosted by him being a Gemini, because everybody's like, oh, Geminis are two-faced, Geminis are nasty. And while I do believe that can be true, I think that two-faced is pretty much always put in like an evil category, when I think two-faced is also just like, if anybody heard me talk like I talk to you guys, they would think I was insane. Like, I don't talk to real life people like this because this is the most insane version of myself, you know? I am sitting here giving you my real face, but like the two-faced part is just me acting like I have my shit together. You know, it doesn't always have to be like nice and mean, but I think for Colton it is. He's a very classic like evil Gemini that the media portrays, okay? Animal Crossing, you are about to be so wrong, because I just know he's not a Gemini, because that would be too easy for them. Oh, Colton is a Gemini. I got another one right. I got another one right. Thank you. They just knew they couldn't get away with that one. They just knew they could not get away with that one because it's just too visible. You are really representing the troops horribly. I just think I'm right. Antonio. I'm not an Antonio apologist. I'm sorry. I just don't like his ass. This is hard. I'm getting Libra from Antonio. I feel like he has that smartness, but also that boldness of a Libra, you know, because Libras can really take the space over, but not because they are like overbearing, but because everybody wants to listen to them. Like, I love listening to Libras talk, but I feel like I'd be really mad if he made any good points. Like, I feel like he's a bit more of the pompous side of Libra. He knows he owns the room. He knows that he can get what he wants, and he uses his charisma for that, and I can see right through it, buddy. I can see right through it. I think he has good ideas. I think he's very smart. I think he runs like a tech shop in a small city, so everybody thinks he's like a god. You know, when you own like a tech shop and people are just like, wow, how do you do all this? Like, it's a 2-minute YouTube tutorial. That's how easy it is. He does all that shit. He's not like really smart in tech, but he's smart enough to seem like he's smart in tech. I just feel very Libra for him. He seems smarter than you, but he's actually fairly easy to approach because he needs friends. What do we have here? What does the great almighty Animal Crossing say about Mr. Antonio? Libra, I'm getting better at this. The dots, I've connected them. I've connected the dots in my brain. Thank you for understanding, because like, that's a Libra man, right? We all understand. I need to know more Libras, which is insane because I know a lot of Libras, but I need to know more. Like, I want to see the full spectrum of Libras. I just feel like it would be interesting. Like, there are a lot of signs on here that I don't know that many of. Like, I don't know that many Leos. I don't know that many Sagittarians. I'm not gonna say that correctly ever because it just makes no sense to me. Eugene is really giving me problems. I don't want to go with Aries because I feel like he's more calculated than an Aries. And I don't want to go with Leo because that would be mean. But I'm kind of thinking Leo is the correct thing here. Like, I feel like Leo is correct and that scares me a little bit. Like, I don't want to put him there. I'm so sorry, Leos. I swear I'm not trying to be an asshole to y'all. I like Leos. I think they're great. I'm scared though. Listen, have you ever seen somebody who wants to take over a room more than Eugene, who wants to be the center of attention more than Eugene? This is a podcast man. This is a man who owns a YouTube channel about how to get women to date him. This is a man who sits on the bus stop saying, hey babe, to every person who passes by, thinking that his suaveness and forwardness will get him a date. That's Eugene. That is absolutely Eugene. I've never seen a more Leo man than Eugene in my life, and that scares me a little bit. He is a force to be reckoned with. I built him a podcast studio. Like, I know what I'm talking about here. He is getting brand deals for like chemicals that you put in pre-workout that will literally give you a heart attack and kill you. Like, he knows about it too. He's just got some kind of heart that can tolerate it. Don't know why, maybe steroids, but he can tolerate it, and that is also really terrifying. I think we should stop giving Eugene pre-workout. He is just going to start a world war. Like, look at him. I'm sorry, that's a Leo, and I hate to say that because I just don't want to be mean. I don't want to put him in any sign category because that's just rude. Eugene being born is honestly one of the rudest things that I've ever seen in my life. Like, that's rude. That's nasty. Scorpio. I mean, like, I can see it, but that would be going with the very stereotypical, like, mean, terrifying Scorpio, and I feel like he's too loud to be a Scorpio. If you go with the evil part, then yeah, I guess so, but I don't believe that's true. I just don't think that's the truth. Eugene, fuck you. And I hope that the Leos can forgive me. I'm really sorry, but like, you have Bengal too, and Bengal's a good example of a good Leo, so sorry. Bones? I don't know why I'm getting Pisces vibes from Bones, but I feel like it's absolutely a Pisces kind of day for Bones. Like, he seems like he's very overly empathetic. Like I think that he just like looks you in the eyes and he almost dies from the impact of it. I'm not saying like, oh, he's an empath, because that word is just so overused and it's also like a clinical term. So I think he's a very understanding person. Like, I feel like I could tell him something. I could cry at Bones, and yes, he would be a little bit terrified. Like, I feel like he's good at dealing with people, and he's good at understanding people, and he's good at like sitting there and being kind without putting on a facade or anything. I'm saying facade now. Nobody else needs to comment that I said facade. Nobody else needs to do that. I know I said facade. I know. I'm still getting comments to this day when I said facade. I'm not good at speaking. I apologize. This is an emotional person. I feel like he is just a little bit easy to talk to. I don't know. I feel safe with Bones, and I feel safe with Pisces a lot of times. Sometimes Pisces can be a little bit terrifying, but like, I feel safe with him. I feel good about him, you know? He's cute. He's sweet. Bones is a Leo. No, he's not. You're wrong. Animal Crossing New Horizons, you're so wrong in so many ways that it hurts me. It really makes me upset. It hurts me so bad. bad. Bones, baby, you were not a Leo. You're not a Leo. I'm sorry. You're just wrong. Peaches, I am not as afraid of peaches as I used to be, okay? First of all, peaches are my favorite fruit. I love peaches, but I used to be really terrified of peaches, and I think that, like, I'm trying to get over it. I'm trying to get over it because I think that she was wronged. I believe that Peaches is actually a kind soul, and I was just wrong about her. But I think that she is a very grounded person. You know, like, I think that she is practical. I think that she's easy to work with. I think that she is really smart in, like, a corporate setting. I think that she gets things done. Like, she can actually use a to-do list, which is insane. Like, I don't believe in that. I don't think I could ever do that. But, like, she actually can. I think that she owns a cute little floral shop, like, outside of New York, and she gets really fancy, expensive clients. But since she's so easy to talk to, she doesn't seem stuck up or anything, but she has a sense of intelligence, and I feel like that is a very big part of Capricorns. Like, I've had so many Capricorn friends, like, explain things to me and not made me feel like an idiot, which I feel like that's what Peaches would do. She's incredible at every single thing that she puts her mind into, and I think she puts herself into a lot of things. That's what I'm feeling for Peaches. I don't know. She reminds me a lot of some of my Capricorn friends, and that is not an insult, I swear to you. I feel like half of these villagers are me just saying, like, I'm not insulting you, I swear. Sagittarius. Okay. So I was really close. I feel like I was just really close there. That's me being extremely close. Good, okay. Rosie, I feel something very instantly for. I have had Rosie, I think, twice, maybe only once, but I don't know. She is the it girl of Animal Crossing. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Rosie is the it girl. She is so good at getting people on her side because she is so strong and sprightly. She just, like, bursts onto the scene whenever she's doing anything. Like, she can get people's attention in a snap. She has a magnetic kind of personality, but I think that she is super insecure about that, and she's, like, really hard to deal with when she's in that spot, which, like, insecurity does not make you hard to deal with. But when it's Rosie's case, she's like, I'm the worst person in the world. I fucking caused every natural disaster that's ever happened. I am horrifying. I am a monster, and I will never ever find love. And it's like, okay, Rosie, hey, it's okay. It's not like you're the Queen of England or something. You didn't do anything that bad. Rosie, you're okay. And she's just like, I don't get you. I don't understand you. You don't understand me. Like, she is super charismatic, and people are drawn to her because they like her. Like, there's nothing for her to be insecure about, and I think that she is a personality for a reason, but I think that she doesn't know how to control that feeling, and that's why I feel like she's Cancer. Rosie's a Cancer. Rosie is a Pisces, I guess. Okay, I just don't see that either. Agent S is absolutely an Aries, but I feel like she's on that side of an Aries that, like, will not do anything good for you. They will take risks because they like the adrenaline, they like the risk of it, they like the absolute terror of it, but they won't take risks that benefit anybody. They just like stirring shit up, okay? That's what I feel for Agent S, because there are Aries that do things that you can't do, and you're like, yes, finally somebody can do that for me. And then there's Aries that you're like, no, please don't do that, please, you're really gonna fuck things up, and it's terrifying. You sit there like shaking in your fucking boots because you don't know what they're gonna do. She's fun to be around and she's fun to watch, but she's not fun to be close to. Please get a grip. Agent S is a Cancer. No, she's just not. I don't have to explain that, I don't think. She's just not a Cancer. Like, you agree with me, right? That's not a Cancer. No. Chester is giving me Aquarius. I won't lie to you. Like, Chester is absolutely an Aquarius boy to me. He's understated, but he's understanding as well. Like, he would be a good therapist. I think that he is smart and inquisitive enough to just sit there and be like, yeah, I can find a solution for you. Let's talk about a solution. But he's also empathetic enough to understand problems at, like, a surface human level. And I feel like that would make him a really good friend. Like, he is a calm Aquarius that feels like he can help people. He has that in his heart. He feels like he can help people, but it's not the same type of Aquarius as Mitzi, where there is that, like, disconnect from it. You know what I mean? I'm creating characters for these people, like, every 2 seconds, and Nintendo will never know. They'll never know. They can't do anything about it. Chester is a Leo? I just don't think that he is. Where are you people getting this? You know? Like, I was getting there for a little while, like, we were on the same wavelength, me and Animal Crossing, and then it just dipped off. I will always be here for you, Chester. I know you, and I will always be here to protect you against everybody who fucking lies, okay? June. Well, I feel like they probably did give her a birthday in June, so I could guess and be right, I assume. Like, I assume that I could be right here. However, I'm not gonna do that. This woman was not born in June. This is a fucking Libra. Shit. This is a Libra, okay? Like, June is a Libra. I'm sorry. This woman gives off the most, like, dedicated hard worker vibes I've ever seen in my life, okay? Like, June is somebody who has been working at your local H&M for 20 years now, but she likes it because it's comfortable and it gives her, like, flexibility to do what she wants. She has been dedicated to that for a long time. I think she's a very consistent person. Like, you know what you're getting with June. You understand what you're coming in for with June. And I feel like that's a Libra trait sometimes, and I feel like in her case it is. She's updated, she's in the loop, she's never asking you things, but she is answering your questions. But she is also like somebody who will stand up for you. Like, that's June. And you know what? Have fun at H&M, June. Last but not least, Apollo. I feel like I'm gonna have to fuck myself up again. I did not do a good job at representing Geminis here. I won't lie to you. I'm gonna fuck myself up again though. Sorry, I think that he is absolutely a Gemini. Like, he has a good amount of like social charm and he's good at that. And I'm not saying that I do because I don't, but he has a good amount of social charm. Like, he is one of those people that I feel like would be a famous man. You know, when you see famous men, they're like, my new movie, it was fun. It was a good film. It was a really good film. I love the director. I'm his biggest fan. Like, he is good at buttering people up. He is good at talking to people because he knows how to talk to people. He knows what people want to hear, and he's good at putting that into action. And he's incredibly smart, which is so gross. I don't like him. I hate Apollo, okay? I'm not an Apollo fan. I just never have been. But he takes that inquisitiveness and that understanding and that ability to pick up on things and just uses it to make himself seem like a better person than he is. I'm not saying that he is a terrible person, but I am saying that he's not the best. Like, he is not good at listening to people who actually want to talk to him. He just sits there and he thinks about himself and how to get himself into a better position rather than other people. That's what I believe. I literally forgot to go look at June's zodiac sign, but I think I already know what it is, so I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that I'm correct here. Hold on. Yeah, June's a Gemini. Okay, don't agree with that, obviously. Not at all. But yeah, Apollo, you suck. I hate you. I hate Apollo. Not a big fan of Apollo. And I think that I am correct here. I hope that I am, because that's the only place I could ever see Apollo in. What is Apollo actually? Apollo's a Cancer, so I was close, but I absolutely don't agree with that at all. Not in the slightest. That man's not a Cancer. I mean, I've seen Cancers that act a little bit like him, but he just doesn't have that same display of emotions. Like, I don't think he is very emotionally intelligent at all. Like, I just don't agree with that. That's all of the Animal Crossing villagers and what they actually are versus what I, the smarter person here, think that they are. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please tell me what you disagree with in the comments below, because I would love to know and I would love to fight with you. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you so much. Stay safe, stay wonderful, and thank you to all of my members, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.